Hello everyone, Dan 14th Prime here. Want to do a video share out today with you guys on the new addition to the Prime Pyre. This is the Prime 1 Studios 1/3 scale Cyborg Superman. This is a massive piece. Super impressive, not just in size, scale, but also a lot of great sculpted detail, fantastic paint application. We'll get into all of that very soon. But man, out of the box, this thing really blew my mind. It exceeded my expectations. Beautiful piece. Now this here is the exclusive, one part of which is that funky right arm you see him holding there. This has an edition size of 500. It comes with an extra head, by the way, as well, that I'll show you later. And then there's a collector's edition as well with an ES of 600. Now as you can see, I sort of just put this guy together on the dining room table. Just wanted to unpack him, get the parts out, see what I'm getting myself into. And he's just so big, I decided that's where he's going to stay for a review. So at the wide angle, you're going to catch a little bit of this extra stuff in the view. Sorry for that. But he's so big, I don't know that I have a better place to do it. We're talking 36 inches tall. A base that's 22 inches wide, basically a circumference, circle-like at the bottom. But you need to jump out to 26 inches probably to catch some of those cyborg metal beams that kind of remind me of Fortress of Solitude, but they are metal cyborg style. And as well with that massive beam off the back, which is literally like almost as big as my arm. You need to be about 26 inches deep. And oh, by the way, all of that is never mind the big, massive cloth fabric cape there. Posable, you can do what you like there. That thing is massive and unwieldy. I've sort of got it under control, but probably some more work to go there. Okay, so let's jump in a step closer here. We'll get even closer still, but let's start here. Kind of take them in some pieces. Just check this thing out. Just amazing sculpt. Fantastic colors. The blue just really pops. Beautiful dark blue. And then metallic accents like his belt. The S insignia on his chest. Really like a metallic metal sort of look to him. As well as obviously all the silver being metal. So man, does this guy pop. It is really fantastic looking. I love the suit. It's all like paneled up and everything. Very space-esque, as you'd expect. And yeah, this guy just looks fantastic. Super, super fantastic. So glad I picked him up. And what you're looking at here is the Hank Henshaw portrait. He also comes with a Zor-El portrait that actually has the other side of his face covered. So to me, Cyborg Superman is Hank Henshaw. That's from the Death and Return of Superman long story arc that starts with Doomsday killing Superman. But if you've read that story arc, you know most of that is about the world without Superman or the reign of the Superman storyline, where Cyborg and many others come into play. And then ultimately the return of Superman and Hank Henshaw here, Cyborg Superman. He's really the main antagonist, the main villain in that story arc. Definitely a worthy adversary of Superman. Did some serious damage, killed 10 million people at Coast City, so that's a crisis level type event. And I think has a great origin story as well in terms of why he hates Superman. It has to do with his wife dying and why he blames Superman. So he's got an interesting purpose. So for me, he's kind of this view, but I love the exclusive arm. And I think that works either way as well, though it ties probably more closely to Zor-El artwork that you'd find out there. This for me is one of my favorite looks. Then just jumping down a bit here. Again, of course, you can check out his legs, but I'm trying to show you more of the base here. These beams, again, it just reminds me of Fortress of Solitude, but metal and rock, are very cool. The one in the back, again, is massive, dang near the size of my arm. When I say my arm, I mean like from my wrist to sort of the side of my shoulder, like that long. Freaking crazy, and I'm like 6'2", lanky, so it's big. Check out the unboxing on my Instagram, same handle, Dan 14th Prime. You'll see all the pieces come out, nice close-ups, all of that in a nice tidy, couple minutes to take a look at it all versus 30 minutes or whatever when people do unboxing videos. So again, my Instagram, Dan 14th Prime, it'll be saved down in my profile. So I dig this on the base, the S, good to know where the front is. Just a bunch of rock there. The rock's okay. This is massive and heavy. This is one box. This big rocky base it's the one thing in one of the boxes. So just huge and heavy. The float effect, it's okay. It's probably not as good as the Hush piece. because this rocky base is just so massive, and he's really on it, obviously, and this foot floating. Whereas in Hush, they pulled it off a little bit better with that pillar. So they could have done that a little bit better to maybe have a smaller piece of rock where he really looked like he's floating. But, you know, that's a nit. I realize that's a difficult thing to do. And he is heavy, too. He is very heavy. Probably just to make sure he stays together, given there's things like hollow knee here. My finger sticking through. You know, big sprawling arms and stuff. So I think he's built very, very sturdy. But just check out all that shading, all the panel lining. Just beautiful. Again, the metallic belt. Awesome. Super awesome. So now I am just going to kind of freehand it around here a little bit because he's not on a turntable. He's too big and heavy. But you can check all this out. Again, the pics on my Instagram. So this arm is super gnarly. All these fingers and things come separate pieces, so you got to put that together. A lot of great detail in there. The S emblem, just beautiful. Check out all this out, the core. Great sculpt. So yeah, very, very cool. Spin this way a bit. Gotta watch his hand. There's this side, there's, again, hollow right through the knee that I'd mentioned. The leg looks beautiful. And the big outreached hand, you get a swap out for that. I'll show you a point. And here, from the side view there. His arm is almost in the way. Buttons here, so you can get the light up eye. But definitely dig the head sculpts. Kind of dark, but there's stuff inside of his mouth as well. Light up eye is a cool touch. I like the fact that it's easy to turn off and on with just the button there. The hair here is a separate piece. Now this cape is massive. I don't mind fabric capes. They always take a little bit of time though. Kind of gotta let gravity work at them a little bit. Maybe the humidity a little bit at least, just to sort of let some of the wrinkles drop out. Lots of wires all the way across the bottom, and then at least 2 or 3 on each side, and it's more or less kind of a seam in the middle, just really through stitching that's brought down to here, just the way it folds, so no wire directly in the middle. Here's around back, this big beam is massive. And then finally here, around this side, the lights are staring right at us, but Cyborg accented parts in the arm and all of that. That's a bit of the 360, not easy to do. Thing is so big. Point out one thing with the cape here. They use just like the friction, which I don't love. You're literally just sort of like, you know, there's like little metal ends. I won't call them clips, little metal ends where the wires come together on the cape, and you just jam them down into those holes. We've seen it before. It's not my preferred way to put on the cape, especially one this big, but that's how this one works, unfortunately. And it's also really connected, if you will, with the head sculpt. So to take off the head sculpt, you got to take out the cape, change the head sculpt. Pretty involved. And again, this is painful, so I don't love that about the design. But something we have to deal with. So in terms of swap outs here, we get a couple of different left-hand options on the base version, collector's version of the statue. You have the one you see there. And you can also do more of a point. I think they both work. They're both good. I kind of like the open hand a bit better personally, but both are very cool. Simple, but work. As an alternate right-hand option, we can get just a normal right arm. Nothing fancy about it. You know, it's not doing anything crazy. But it does look very good. You can pull the exclusive arm off, and I think you can generally keep it together. I would recommend removing the back piece when you set it down. So there he is with a nice, clean, simple look with the right arm. And then you also get this right arm. Looks more or less like what's on there, but he's got 4 green lantern rings across the knuckles. That looks so freaking cool. I really dig this one. Like a lot more. In hand, I didn't think much of it when I saw it in the pics, but in hand, I think that's a really cool look with him as a villain against the Lantern Corps. So he can fit that theme as well. That's one thing really cool about the statue. I mean, it's sort of, again, two people, depending on what you're most familiar with from a story point of view. I mean, there's the Zor-El piece. Again, if you get the exclusive, or the Hank Henshaw piece, or you just don't care because it's all super cool and some of the differences are kind of subtle. You know, more or less him having his other half of his face or not. Then finally here, we'll go for the head swap out. Again, we've got the Hank Henshaw on there now. And let's get the Zor-El on, which means taking off the cape. And he can look pretty cool like this too. I think Prime 1, they actually have some pics and show them off like this. You see some collectors just doing them like this. Because when you come around back, it's what you'd expect from Prime 1. They don't just skimp on stuff in the back or that gets hidden. Again, we've seen that a number of times. Different statues. Nightfall Batman comes to mind, where the back is just as well. Beautiful, if not even some nice Easter eggs, surprises back there, cool details that are neat to show off if you do have the cape off. So that's pretty cool too. Definitely no cape is an option to see some of that look. And then here you can do the Zor-El, right? So you can just see he basically has the left hand side of his face, more or less. Otherwise, pretty much the same, but noticeable difference. Definitely when you get them side by side. And he has the same thing with the eye light up. And we'll just jump in a bit on him. Again, pretty much, same sculpt look in the cybernetics, it looks like at least. But definitely the other side of his cheek. I guess technically he's got no nose. Let me just, again, freehanding it. Sorry again, but really side by side there you can see. Actually, there's enough differences there. It's definitely the nose. And some of the stuff in the jaw, maybe, but it's more around the expression. Open mouth, closed mouth. You can still see the dark gunmetal gray kind of pumps, if you will. And a lot of the side stuff looks the same. So, nose, I would say, and yeah, side of the face. But there is the Zor-El. Very cool. So there you have it, guys. Prime 1 Studios, 1/3 scale, Cyborg Superman. So happy with this piece. I had talked myself out of it many months ago. I noticed it came back in stock at Sideshow and decided, you know what, I made the wrong decision before. I want to pick it up, and that was the right call. This thing is phenomenal. It's got size. It's got fantastic colors and just pops. All kinds of great sculpting detail with all the cyborg stuff going on in the Superman suit as well, the blue. Fantastic too. So he's in stock at Sideshow as the time of this video. Links down in the description below, Sideshow and other links down there. Any shopping either of those links, they're affiliate links, supports the channel at no cost to you. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thanks for bearing with me through the dining room review session. Realize there's lots of stuff kind of in the background. Not the best place, but this guy's just so big, and I had him set up. I figured next time I'm moving him, he's going on display, and that's it. So thanks again for stopping by, checking out the video. Again, unboxing and all of that good stuff in my Instagram. Same handle, Dan14th Prime. Check it out down in my profile. And I will see you next time.